All right, y'all. Welcome to Yoga for Bone Health. We will need a block and we'll need like a pillow or a bolster. So if you have a bolster or or even like a couch cushion, like something that's firm. We've done this before where we're lying on the mat and we're going to do some chest presses just to give us a little bit of height. So a block and one of those pillows. I'll meet you on the mat. So coming to stand and make any little movements that feel a little nourishing. It's moving. And then finding this relative stillness in mountain pose, feet hip distance, crown of the head rising up, keeping that chin parallel to the floor. So almost like drawing the chin slightly back. Feeling that elongation along the back of the neck. And then I'll invite you to bring your hands up to the body just to give you that extra kind of physical sense of the presence of your body. So remembering this is a mind-body practice, so we are bringing our attention to the body and observing the breath as it flows in and out of the body. And allowing yourself to arrive in this moment, despite all the things that may have happened before this moment and all the things that have to happen after. And just let yourself be here. So just simply observing the breath, the sensations of breath, expanding, contracting the body. Nice and easy, we're going to release. Stretch out the face. Let's just start rolling the shoulders. You can rock from side to side a little bit. Just slowly start bringing a little bit of movement into these big important joints in the body, right? The shoulder joints, hips, ankles. Great. Just keeping the hands down. We'll internally rotate both arms all the way from the shoulder. So turning the shoulders in, externally rotating. So the shoulder blades come together. So just doing that a few times. And this is like an alternative, nice little stretch here that doesn't bring our spine into flexion, which is contraindicated for those with osteoporosis or osteopenia. Okay, now one goes one way, one goes the other. Really get curious about what's going on in the back. So the scooping in of the shoulder blade on one side and the drawing out on the other side. I had a big knot underneath my shoulder blade a couple of days ago. And I was like, I know what to do. And I did a few of these. Let's bring the arms out and gazing at one palm, internally rotating externally the other. And I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh, okay, got rid of that. That was great. So really turning one shoulder forward, one shoulder back, and playing around with that, the interplay of the shoulder blades in the back. Good. Release, stretch it out. I dream of genie arms. Let's reach it up, scooping the shoulder blades in and then drawing them back down. Switch the arm on top. Connecting breath with movement. Good. And the one that's similar to that is one arm up, one arm down, except this is the asymmetrical movement. So both arms back, right? Really reaching without arching the back or rounding the back in any way. We're just bringing both arms back. And then release, roll out the shoulders, stretch out the face. Okay, I notice my Video just did a little glitchy thing there. I'll keep observing that. If anything happens, we get disconnected, we just come right back in, we'll sign in, okay? Yeah. Back to I Dream of Jeannie, right arm on top, inhale, exhale, lead with the elbow. And reach back, keeping your gaze forward, your heart forward, and your belly forward. So we're getting this lateral movement through the upper back and shoulders. Last one. Switch it over. Not to mention a little stretch along the back of the arm here, the tricep. One more time. Good. And release. Big breath in, tuck the chin, exhale, drop the chin toward the chest. Let the head be heavy, both shoulders soft. And just take the head a little to the right, a little to the left, back and forth. Turn to center, lift the chin, gaze over to one side. Inhale back to center, gaze over to the other side. Inhale back to center, bring the arms back behind you. We'll do that again, grow tall. Just see if that changes anything, being gentle with the body, bringing back to center. Exhale over to the other side, never forcing. Inhale back to center, big breath in. Let's just take left ear to left shoulder, nice and easy, nice and gentle. Bring the head back up, exhaling over to the other side. Inhale, lift the head back up, roll out the shoulders. Great. Let's come to the chair into a tabletop shape. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Make sure that those wrists are underneath the shoulders. So not in this shape, but in this shape, like our tabletop, and our ankles are under the knees. Softly bend the knees. Okay, and we're gonna do a scapula push-up. So arms stay straight, navel draws back towards the spine. Our heart is in an elevator and the elevator goes down. The shoulder blades come towards each other. And then push your hands into the chair and lift the heart up. Just down and up. And the neck is neutral. Great. Now just keep your arms solid like this, slightly bend the knees, and we're just gonna tuck and lift the tailbone. We're just isolating instead of coming into a full cat-cow series. We just isolate the shoulders first. And now we're gonna isolate the pelvis, tucking and lifting of the pelvis a few times. And then the choice is yours. You can alternate going back and forth again or coming into full cat-cow, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, remembering that this is counter indicated for osteoporosis. So if you have, you've got osteoporosis in the upper spine or even like mid-spine, stick with the scapula push-ups and alternating, okay? I'm gonna give you those options. Otherwise, cat-cow is okay. Bend the knees, inhale, float the arms up to the sky. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades, extend your wrists away, and release. Inhale, exhale, reach, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, exhale, and then one more time. Great. This is a great little exercise to do throughout the day, especially if you are doing any extended amount of sitting. All right, coming into a nice march, just tapping one hand to the opposite knee, bringing the knees up as high as you can, but listen to your energy level. Okay, so if you showed up today thinking like, wow, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm going to show up anyways, awesome. So maybe just Don't lift the knees as high. Okay, there's lots of different ways that we can modify to make sure that you enjoy the workout, enjoy, working with the body without exhausting yourself. So really lifting the navel up to the heart here, we're building a little bit of heat. Okay, and great. Take your feet a little bit wide and inhale, exhale, come into a slow motion, standing twist. And as I say, every time with twisting, never forcing. You're just guiding the body. And release. Okay, coming back into mountain, roll the shoulders, lift the heart, inhale. Just slowly bring the fingertips toward the knee, come back up. We'll just do 3 on each side. Inhale over to the other side, just keeping the heart kind of lifted up. Inhaling down, exhaling up, just exploring that range of motion. We don't need to go into anything extreme, but really giving the spine that opportunity to move in the 6 different ways. Okay, we're gonna do a little side lunge to balance. So take your hands to your heart, open the feet nice and wide. We're gonna sink over to one side, inhale, and then exhale, rise up to balance. Inhale, sink to one side, exhale up to balance. So notice how much you need to lift up through the abdominals. Sink to one side and come up to balance. All right, we're gonna do the other side. We're sinking to one side and rising up to balance on the other side. 3 on each side. And I'm really pushing my hips back here. And release. Good. And now we'll come into our goddess. Let's just do a little tick-tock of the pelvis. Come into our goddess. Good. We're going to do goddess 3 ways here. Keeping the legs as it is, lift the arches of the feet. We're going to reach, reach to the knee, and then reach behind and behind. Let's do it again. Up to the corner, reach to the knee, reach to the knee, reach behind at the ankle, reach. It doesn't have to touch. One more time. Inhale. And reach, behind, and rise up. Ooh, and toes come forward. Bring the feet together. Sun salutation. Hand at the back of the chair, reach forward, slight bend in the knee. We're going to sway at the shoulders from side to side, stretch up the face. And, if you have that urge to yawn or sigh, just go for it. Big breath in, big breath out. And then we'll paddle the knees forward and back, pedaling the pelvis forward and back. Really drawing one side back and then the other. Great. Inhale, right foot comes forward, press into the back heel, reach up to the sky, lift the heart. Exhaling, hands come down, stepping back, forward fold. Inhale, left foot forward and lift and reach. Exhaling, hands come down, fold forward. We'll do that again, both sides. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhale. Inhale, right foot forward, left foot out to the side. So thinking about this as a warm-up, we're going to do a bunch of arm and shoulder stuff, but I want you to feel the legs warming up in this too. So make sure you've got the legs squeezing together. Lift the arches of the feet, feel the thighs lifting, the glutes lifting, so there's a real solid energy in the legs. So reach the arms forward, draw the navel back, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale, like you're rowing a boat. So sense into the legs. And release. Turn that back to a forward, stepping back, forward fold. Stretch at the base, bend the knees, do what you gotta do. Inhale, left foot forward, right foot out to the side. Same thing, lift the arches of the feet, squeeze the thighs, press into that back heel, lift, reach up and pull down. Reach up and pull down. Use your imagination like you're really pulling something heavy. Last one, feel into the legs. Nice, release the hands down, turn that back to a forward, stepping back. Big breath in, big breath out, walking to the back of the chair. Grab your heaviest weights. Take them to your knees and grow tall with the navel. Shoulders are soft, and we'll start lifting and lowering the heels. Stretch out the face. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Your pace. And out. Okay, those calves should be noticing that effort by now. So just draw the legs slightly, the weights a little bit slightly toward the middle of the thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, retract and tuck. So really need to access the strength of your core so that you're not leaning from side to side. Last one. Okay. Grow tall again, lift the navel, hug in the ribs, lift and push forward, release down, lift, tuck in, and lower down. So here we go. Connecting with the breath. Really feeling like you're resisting that weight. You really have to work hard to lift it up and release. Now bring the weights right kind of into the middle of the thigh. We'll grow tall at the navel. We're gonna lift again, shift and lower. Lift, shift and lower. Being careful not to lean over to one side. Really connecting to the core, making sure that it's really solid. So the leg doesn't have to do all the work. Grow tall again, over to the other side. And if you're kind of noticing, like, actually this is pretty easy, your heart rate is not increasing like at all, and these are your heavy weights, it's just a sign that you are growing stronger, okay? Which means you might have to go and find weights that are heavier, even if you just dedicate those heavy weights to these exercises, these leg exercise. Okay, whew. All right, taking those weights right to the hip joint. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping you are getting out of it. Like after we do those leg walks, I really want you to be like, whew, like that really got my heart rate up, okay? So we're gonna lean forward, inhale, exhale, squeeze those glutes, push the hips forward, coming all the way down to a complete sit. Exhale, push them forward. So at your own pace, when you rise up, make a fist with your glutes and push the hips forward. Lift the navel, keep the heart lifted, stretch out the face. Push into the heels. As you rise up, squeeze the glutes. Last one. Great. Arms at your sides. Roll the shoulders up and back so you feel like you are holding these weights up as opposed to letting the weights drag you down. So you hold the weights and lift and lower the heels. Breathing in and out. Stretch out the face. Your pace. My calves are communicating with me. They're getting tired, that's okay. Okay, and release, and we're gonna put those down. So I've switched to my heavier weights to do the legs, and I don't use those heavier weights in the other exercises with the arms. But because our legs are really just so much stronger than our upper body, they can handle a heavy weight. Okay, let's grab your heavy weights again. Sorry about that. Take them up onto your shoulder. We're not going to be pressing them over your head. This is just to provide some weight. Now bring the feet together like a plie. So you're making a little V with the feet. Okay, and we're gonna squat and lift the heel. Squat and lift the heel. So squat expansion. When you come up, contraction, keep it contracted as you lift the heel. Expand, contract, expand, contract. At the same time, keep the navel lifted, heart lifted, no leaning forward. Try to keep the spine really tall. Contract, expand, lift those kneecaps, hug the glutes, last one, and release. Okay, grab a light to medium. So I'm going to use like 5 pounds. Arms at 90 degrees. Okay, and we're going to just seesaw, lift one elbow up, lift the other elbow up. So it's like you're just turning your weight like you were turning a crank, a quarter of a turn. Check in with your foundation. Lift the arches of the feet, lift the kneecaps, lift the navel. And just take note whether or not you think next time you can go heavier or not. And now release. I feel like I might try it next time. And release. Grabbing one medium heavy or heavy weight that we will, just one, be holding overhead. This is going to be fun. We're going to take one arm overhead and grow tall, bend the same knee, lift that knee, take the opposite hand and press it into the knee, grow tall. And we're going to hold 5, 4, 3, resistance at hand and knee as best you can. Now take the leg out to the side, squat down. Inhale and exhale, balance. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat down and balance. Stability. Woo! It happens. 2, 1. And one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Reconnect with the breath. All right. I kind of just threw you into that one. While we were doing all this stability work, I'm gonna keep it up, okay? Let's take the other arm up, standing leg, solid, bring your knee, press your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. So being really kind to yourself. You saw me wobbling and falling there too. We are trying to find ways to challenge our stability. So if you tip over, that's okay. It's just practice. Whew. Okay, let's get some like medium heavies. Roll the shoulders and just take them so the palms are just kind of resting at the thighs. We'll do one at a time. Do this kind of like rainbow curl is what I call them. So the palm stays facing the body and we're challenging the bicep in a different way, as opposed to like our usual bicep curls. This is coming in on the side. So growing tall. One more on each side. And release. Good. Using either these same weights or a heavier weight, we're going to come into our nice wide leg where we drop one weight off, drop the other weight off. We pick it back up, press into the heel. I want you to feel that leg working. Press into the heel, over to the other side. Drop it down, press into the heel, drop it down, rise up with a lot of active wrapping the muscles around the bone. Last one. And release. Bring those feet together. Okay. So this next one, I'm going to say either stick with medium, heavy, or go to heavy. We're going to do an upright row to squat. So I'm really trying to hit all the different muscles today. Since this is our last practice of our 10th session. Congratulate yourself for committing to 10 weeks of wellness for your body. Okay, we're going to come up, bringing up like a row. Bring it to the side, squat. Exhale. I'll show you the side. This is suitcase on the platform, sinking down, keeping the head elevated, the heart elevated. We are working our thighs as opposed to the back of the legs and push into the heels, lift up. Last one. And release. Good. Take a sip of water. All right. Nice. I'm really feeling some nice work here in the front of the shoulders and the arms. And we're going to come back to our plie. Grab your heavy weights. Take them to the shoulder. Take your feet in a V shape. Inhale, expand. exhale, contract, lift the heels, inhale. And lift the knee, heart is lifted. Just moving between these two. Really lift the thighs. Lift the kneecaps. I want you to squeeze the thighs around the bones as you push the heel up. Last one. And release. Whew. Okay. Coming to that 90-degree seesaw, I had suggested considering going heavier next time if you felt like the lights were too light. All right, and I said I was going to go a bit heavier, so I'm going to go up to my medium heavy. So elbows are at a 90 degrees, lift the arches, kneecaps, and navel. One, and then the other. One, so big difference, just going up a few pounds here. One more on each side. And release. Good. Okay, we're going to go into that balance, strengthening for standing leg and core and arm and shoulder, but also stability. But I'm going to take it down a notch. I used my heaviest weight last time and I really lost my balance. So I'm going to go with a little bit lighter and just see if I can find more stability that way. So I'm going to take my arm up to the sky, and that same leg I'm going to bend and press my hand into my knee and my knee into my hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat down. Exhale. Push up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Just going to do it 4 times. If you need to take a break or have the connection between hand and knee shorter, that's fine. You do you, just exploring. 2, 1. Okay, release. So that lighter weight for me, I still had a lot of stability stuff going on. I felt like I was still challenged, but a little bit safer. So I feel like this was still a good choice. If there was no challenge, I would have said, I gotta go back. But I still had stability challenges. So here we go, opposite side. Inhale, 5, 4. Keep pressing. 2, 1. Inhale, squat down. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Push up to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As best you can. Being really kind to yourself. This is hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. You did that. Well done. Okay, I'm going to stick with these medium heavies for my crossbody curl. Standing in mountain pose. Palms are just kind of facing the thighs. Taking this like half circle shape in front of the body. Not too challenging. As far as like nothing else is really going on. Like in the body, we're doing one arm and then the other. So use this opportunity to check in with the legs. Lift the arches, lift the kneecaps. Lift the thighs, lift the navel, lift the heart. Just lift it all. Lift the glutes. One more on each side. Go tall. And release. Okay, we're going to do the side lunges, lifting and lowering. I felt that my medium heavies I could have used a bit more of a challenge, so I'm gonna go to my heavy weights. You do you. Take the feet wide, not too wide, like not super extended, just wide enough so that when you bend one knee, you drop that weight down, you can press into that heel and rise up. Press into that heel and rise up. Glutes. Glutes. Now this time, press into the toe and rise up. Press into the toe and rise up. And just do that a few times. Feel that in the thighs, top of the leg. And then you can choose. It's like, do I want my glutes a little more charged up? I'm going to press into my heels. But maybe I want to work my thighs. I'm going to press into my toes. Then there's always that option of alternating, and this is going to be the last one. Bring those feet together. Good. Hands at the thighs. Feet are hip distance apart. We're going to row using heavy or medium, heavy squat. Row and squat. Any amount. When you rise up, I want you to feel the muscles contract and keep them contracted as you do the row. So expand, contract, contract, do the row. Now expand, contract the thighs, lift the glutes. Now release. Keep them engaged. Last one. And here we go. And release. Good job. Bring those down, and then we'll come down onto the floor. So, starting with the block. And a heavy weight. Or like the weight that you usually use for a hip thrust. Okay. I'm going to come down onto the floor. Have that heavy weight close by. In fact, make sure you have 2 heavy weights close by at the top of the mat. Scrolling down 1 vertebrae at a time or rolling onto your side. So, knees are bent, tuck the shoulders underneath your back. And then you're going to take the ball of the foot kind of on the edge of the block. So we'll do one without the weight to start, and then we'll add a weight. So arms at your sides, tuck the shoulders under, tuck the chin. And it's really like you're feeling the ball of the foot, the top of the foot, as opposed to the arch of the foot on the block. So with those tucked shoulder blades, inhale, exhale, keep the thighs parallel and lift the hip up and inhale down. Exhale, lift the hip up, inhale down. Exhale, lift the hip up and inhale down. Take both feet off of the block and just kind of check in with what you notice. So a little more glute focus, and we've got some hamstring. Okay, because we didn't do any deadlifts. We got to make sure we get to the back of the leg here. So rolling over and grabbing onto that heavy weight. Remember, you have a choice. Once you come into it, if you're like, oh yeah, that's way too heavy, then you can switch it out. But really, I think you're going to be okay because you're strong. So taking your feet to the block, legs are parallel. And if you don't have a block, it's okay. You can do this with no block. All right. Pressing into the balls of the feet, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, inhale, exhale, lift with that weight, inhale down. Exhale, lift with the weight. So you're really feeling weight resistance. We're really pushing that weight up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, push it up to the sky. And Hopefully noticing this effort at the glute in the back of the leg. Last one. And release. Bring the weight in close and roll over to your side. Okay. Just move weight over to the side. And since we're on our side here already, we're gonna do a little hip lift, which would be great weight bearing for arms and shoulders. So let's make sure arm and shoulder is in alignment. We're gonna gaze down and our elbow is directly under the shoulder. All right, it's not too far forward, back, side, in, really directly. Okay, take whatever hand is not on the floor, because you're going to press your other hand down and tent it in front of you just for a bit of support. Now hug the navel in the ribs, and we're going to lift the hip, breathing in, and maybe arm comes up to the sky or at the hip, wherever it feels better. Breathing in and out. Just holding and release. Big breath in. Exhale, repeat. Lift the hips, squeeze the thighs, hug in the navel, and arm can be in whatever position feels the best. Double check that that elbow is directly under the shoulder. Press into the forearm, press into the hand, and then we're going to exhale, release. Bring that over to the other side. So, getting a little bit of obliques, as well as really terrific weight bearing on the shoulder and on the arm. So again, getting really picky about this alignment, looking down, pressing forearm, pressing palm down. All right, so it's not just at the elbow. All right, now squeeze the thighs together, lift the hips, and you can either keep your hand tented in front, up to the sky, hand at the waist. It really doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. Keep squeezing the thighs and lifting the hips. You can also look down if there's any tension in the neck. Breathing in, breathing out, hugging in at the ribs. Intercostals really working. Lower down. Okay. Stretch out the face. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, let's do it one more time. That's what we do here in yoga. We challenge ourselves. Do things 2 to 3 times. And release. Awesome. Okay, grab that couch cushion, the bolster, even like a bed pillow. Take the block underneath at the top of that pillow or bolster. And if you don't have a pillow or a bolster, you can still do this very same exercise without it. It doesn't really change. So I'm going to suggest grabbing your maybe medium heavies, but maybe second time around trying heavier weight. So the position of your butt basically is wherever it's comfortable. So if it's more comfortable kind of shoved up close and you come down with legs bent, then do that. If that's not comfortable, bring the butt forward and lie down. It's really what your comfort level is. And flexibility in your back, what works for you. So I'm going to do somewhere in between. So grab the weights, bring them close into the chest, lie down. Knees are bent, and you can take the feet nice and wide. Now, arms are going to be now down at your sides, not shoulder height, a little lower than shoulder height. Okay. So you probably should feel a nice opening in through the chest. We're going to take a big breath in and exhale, push up to the sky. Inhale down and exhale, push up to the sky. So now that we have this bolster elevated with the block, your body is elevated, and now your elbows can come lower than the spine, right? So when you push up, we can really sense into our pectoral muscles working and our chests, the muscles in our chest being challenged. So we're just going to do a few more times. And release, rolling over, setting up for round 2. So taking the block back to the feet, choosing which weight you want to take on the hip, lying down, taking the feet to the block and the weight on the hip. Tuck the shoulders, tuck your chin, and then inhale, exhale, lift up. So I'm just going to come in and check your alignment. And the idea is that the heels are lifted off of the floor. Yeah. So if you need to bring the balls of the feet closer to the middle of the block in order to do that, that's no problem. And then remembering that all of that is optional. You can do a regular hip lift thrust without the blocks. There's no right or wrong. Just want to explore. That looks so great, you guys. Yeah. Okay. And release. Good. Rolling over, dropping the heavy weight. You're going to come over to one side and we're going to prepare for the hip lift, which is basically a modified side plank. So I'm going to watch again. So I'll walk you through it. So you're going to rise up, take your elbow underneath the shoulder, and your forearm is out in front of you directly. Yes. Press into the forearm and into the palm. Squeeze the thighs together, lift the hip. Arm can be tented in front, at the waist, or reaching up as best you can. If you need to come down and take a break, no problemo. But I want you to double check that that elbow is really directly under the shoulder and not too far out. And you can either hold or you can lift and lower, release, and we'll pause there. And let's come up and over to the other side. That was a long hold. So we don't have to do it twice. So rolling over to the other side. And when you're ready, just setting up as you did before, elbow under the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide on that hand. Yeah, press into the hand and the forearm. You can tent your other hand in front and lift and hold. And either hold static or you can lower and lift, whatever suits you. Really feeling into that weight. Yes, into the shoulders and elbows. You guys look great. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Okay. And release. Okay. So most of you, like, we're really nice aligned with the elbow and the shoulder. A few people, the elbow is a little bit out. Okay. And it's just that we want to avoid any kind of straining. So just when you're doing this recording again, before you lift, look down. Okay. And get really picky about that alignment. All right. Last one. Block. Bolster. And maybe if you did the medium heavy, you're going to try heavy this time, providing you felt like the medium heavy was like a decent enough challenge and not too challenging. Finding that position and lowering the body down. Elbows kind of like cactus, not as high as the shoulder. Tuck them in slightly. All right, inhale, exhale, push, inhale down. Exhale, push up. Inhale down. Exhale, push up. One more. And release. Just being careful to roll up that heavy weight, placing it down so there's no strain. Rising up, moving these props out of the way. Maybe getting rid of the shoes. We'll come down for relaxation. Now, if you have your bolster out, you can always use it for Shavasana today if you wanted to lie down with the bolster along your back, just providing you with like a little, just a very gentle chest opener here. You could also take it under the knees and just let the knees drop to the side. And just let the arms rest at your side. Breathing in and out. Observing the rise and fall of the chest. And as you're breathing in and out, just honoring that today is the completion of yet another series of 10 classes that we did in a row consecutively. I don't think we missed any this time. Anyways, I can't remember, but we were very consistent in this practice, these 10 sessions. So congratulating yourself on all that effort, energy that you brought to the practice. And then over these next few weeks, I invite you to do these weight resistance training classes at least 2 times a week for it to be effective. Really and truly 2 times a week. Carving out 2 hours a week for the health of your bones and your muscles. So you can be strong and wise. Sensation of the breath anchor you to the present moment. Turning up the volume on compassion, friendliness, positive energy. And if there's any little tone that has some negative energy there, just see if you can turn it down. Turn it way down. Remind yourself you're doing the best you can and some more. Like this is more than the best you can. Let's face it. Not a lot of people are doing this. And you showed up. Slowly bring some movement into your toes and your hands and your face. If it feels good to you, inhale your arms overhead for that gentle full body stretch. And exhale, release. We'll bend the knees, slowly roll over to one side. And if you're on the bolster, you can just move it over. And connect with the breath. And then slowly rounds up. Come to that comfortable seated posture, whether it's on the floor or in the chair. Just remembering, you don't have to be a hero. You don't have to sit on the floor if it's uncomfortable. Please be comfortable. Move to the chair if that's more supportive. Sitting tall and upright in the spine, breathing in, breathing out. Just observing sensation in the body. You can also observe the mind. And asking yourself, like, where am I right now? And if you need to, just acknowledging if you've shifted your attention elsewhere, and then just bring the attention back to the body with compassion and kindness. Allowing for stillness. And breath. Bring your hands up to your heart center. Take a moment. Thank yourself for taking care of yourself in this way once again. And we'll seal in with a unifying Om as we inhale together. So much for practicing with me today and for these last 10 weeks together. And we'll see you soon.